Hey guys, welcome back to a new video on my Robinhood portfolio. So I want to give you guys an update on how my account is doing. Currently, we have $16,723.45. This past week things haven't. It's pretty much kind of been bad per se, but could be worse, I guess. If we go back to one day, I'm down $1.84. Like I said, this past week I'm down 363, and then 1 month I'm down. See, $36. 3 months I'm down 1,800 and change, and then 1 year I'm up 1,766. That's a 11.81% increase. If we go back 1 year, I am up $5,066.59. It's almost 50% increase. So not bad. My account is doing very well. However, this past few days or past few weeks per se, things haven't been the best. But I believe the economy will be doing better as the month progresses. So we'll see what happens. Currently, on my holdings, I have one Amazon stock. I did end up selling my Amazon stocks that I used to have. I had originally bought them for about 730 something. Currently, that's for my average, and I had 7 of them, and I did end up selling those. After I sold, about a week later or so, I bought one share of Amazon back. I am down, unfortunately, $109, but I'm gonna be keeping this one for the long term. I'm very positive that my position will be in the green in the future, and Amazon still has a lot of things they're working on, and obviously they're investing a lot of money into their business. So that's a good thing for, at least for investors uh, who have positions on Amazon. Next, I have Prospect Capital. I did buy more shares of PSEC. Currently have 1,046. It pays a dividend every month per share. It's 6 cents currently per every stock that I own for this for this company, which is very nice. Just keep in mind, if you do end up buying shares, that on this particular one, it is a higher risk investment. As you can see, my total return, I am down $617. But if you take into consideration, the payments that I've gotten while I've had this stock, it does make up for more than what I'm losing, which I don't really mind if it goes up or down or whatever happens with the stock. Well, it does matter, but if you're doing it for the longer term, you don't pay attention to that, because eventually, I mean, like if I'm down right now $600, maybe in the next week I'm only down 100, or I could be in the green, or maybe I could be down 1,000. But which I was at one point, I was down about 1,000 something, and then right now 600. So but I haven't sold any shares on this one. Just keep on adding, and eventually, as you can see, my payments have been greater and greater and greater. So um, one of my goals is pretty much to get enough dividend payments where it could, support me in the future, and it could be a paycheck, and I wouldn't have to be working full time. So we'll see what happens, and obviously, as time progresses and I keep buying stocks, I will show you guys, how much I'm, or where am I, and what I have accomplished. So next one, HTGC, 61 shares. let me show you guys my total return, just so you guys could see, you know, just like how my positions overall are, how am I doing in the positions that I own. So total return, sorry. So down 617, and you can still see on the left hand side where the symbols are, the stock symbols, how many shares I own. So HTGC 61 shares, down $12.58, does pay a dividend. So let me show you guys, even though I'm down $12.58, look at my dividend payments. So 18, 18, 18, 12, pretty much 12, 12, 12. And then it does make up for more, way more than, you know, my total loss. So that's the beauty of dividends, because and with those dividends I buy more stocks. So with time it's gonna be more and more. You do have to pay taxes on dividend payments though, so keep that in mind. Next one, Verizon, 11 shares, I'm up $22. Oh, Realty Income is the next one, ticker symbol O, 16 shares, I'm up 172. This one's really nice, it does pay a dividend. And then the stock keeps going up, which is very nice. As you can see, it pays a dividend yield of 4.45%. And then also it's very important to take a note on the analyst ratings whenever you're choosing a stock, because it kind of also gives you an idea of how, you know, individuals are rating that particular stock. So 25% of the analysts rate it a buy. Most of them, the majority, 65%, are rating it a hold, and then only 10% are rating it a sell. So even though the majority is rating it a hold, it's a good stock to invest in, because, you know, as long as people are rating it a hold, you know, things can happen with the company where, you know, the analysts, you know, they change their mind and they're like, you know what, we're gonna bump up the stock and we're gonna rate it a buy, and then eventually, once it happens, and hopefully the investors, you know, start or begin to buy shares on the company, and increases the value of the stock. So also earnings is very important. You know, the companies report earnings per quarter, 4 times a year, and this, for example, in this particular one, the ones that you see on the bottom here that are like shaded red, those are what the analysts believe they're gonna report, or at least either even or hopefully more. Usually, if a stock, if analysts believe, for example, that they're gonna do, let's say 0.26, and the stock, for actually, whenever they report earnings, they do 0.50. Obviously, investors are going to be really happy with that. There's also other things that come into play with this, but it's kind of like a simple way kind of to understand what's going on. Usually the stocks tend to go up once they see that, for example, here every quarter, they report earnings way over what they believe the company is going to report. So that's very nice to see in stocks that you choose. And like I said, it's very important to take a look at all this things, you know, that are available to you, so that you could make very smart decisions, hopefully, in the things you're going to be investing in. So next one, also on the volatility, you could also, which is nice here. Let me show you right here on volatility. It'll show you whether it's, you know, it's a low, medium, high, and that's up to you guys if you want to invest in higher risk or riskier stocks. Obviously, the riskier usually the more reward you're gonna get, but also you can end up, losing a lot of money. Like for example, in PSEG, I own about almost 7,000 in equity in this one. But you see on volatility, I mean, it says low, but I consider this one to be a higher risk just because, for example, before the dividend used to be 12 cents on this one, and let me show you so you aren't just taking my word for it. So on dividends, before, let me see here, 6 cents. I might have to go back a little bit more. So it used to be about 8 cents right here, but if you go back more, yeah, okay, so it used to be 8 cents. So when I started buying this stock, it used to be 8 cents, and then this stock wasn't, the company wasn't making enough money to cover the dividends that they were paying out, so they had to cut the dividend to a lower amount. So, and ended up to 6 cents. Obviously, what's going to happen when that happens, the stock price is going to go down. So if we go back 1 year, that happened and then went down. So this was when it was about, you know 8 cents, and then they cut the dividend, obviously went down 6 cents, and then now you see this trend, and hopefully this year the stock price goes up again. So that's a kind of a little example of what happens when things go south. Next one is Apple Realty Income. That's also a stock, dividend stock. 26 shares. I'm down 80. If you let me show you guys my payments. 260, 260, 260, and then obviously little by little, um, it'll help out because you're gonna be, you're not gonna be losing exactly $80 if you take into consideration those payments. Next one, EAD, Wells Fargo Income Opportunities Fund, also dividend, down $4.02, and then obviously pays 36 cents, and so on. The next one, PayPal. So I have 12 shares. I'm up $608. I believe I'm up over 100%. Yeah, so I'm up 123%. Very nice stock. It has been going up a lot at least during the time that I've had it. So, I mean, it doesn't pay a dividend, but here's the thing. Many companies that don't pay a dividend, they don't pay a dividend usually, or per se. Let me rephrase that. They usually don't pay a dividend not because they can't afford to pay a dividend, but because companies believe that they could use that money instead of paying a dividend to investors um, to invest in within the company, if that makes sense. So they want to use that money to make the company better, and as a result, it will reward the investors, obviously with a higher stock price. So that's kind of like two ways of thinking, going about it, with dividends. So, and pretty much that's what's going on here. They're using, instead of paying investors a dividend, they're using that money within the company to better their products and make the company better. And obviously, it shows because the company is doing great. So that's an example of that with PayPal. Apple. This is the next one's Apple stock. I'm up $166. I have two shares. One of them, the first one, I got it with the referral. So you get you win a free random stock once when somebody who doesn't have a Robinhood account uses your referral code. And one of them, I got lucky, got Apple. And recently, this week I believe it was, Let me show you guys. So I bought one more share on February the 6th for 174. So I'm down $4 or whatever, but and it won't show that here just because it's pretty much evening out the my two stocks. So that's why it says I'm up 95%, and I'm up $166. So um, I believe in Apple. Apple pretty much recently they reported their earnings. They did good. They made good money, but they have an issue with their iPhones slow. It's pretty much the sale of iPhones is slowing down because users are keeping their phones longer, and obviously the price that they're aiming for, it's getting pricier and pricier, and as because they're selling less iPhones, they're increasing the price, and that's the way for them a way for them to make up for the money that people aren't buying the phones. I'm pretty much an example. I've had iPhone forever and ever, and I usually tend to buy the every iPhone that comes out, or at least the the newest one. I used to buy them every year and sell my old one, but actually this year was the first year I did not buy the new iPhones just because you know. Uh, I didn't see a point in it just for a camera. So like like a user and as an investor, I'm looking for something better. I'm not saying I'm not gonna buy an iPhone in the future, but I'm looking for something new from Apple, not just like a better camera. I mean, it's nice to have better system software and usability, but I'm looking for something new, and I think lots of people are also looking for something new, um, something different. So next one, Berit, up, or this one was also a free one with the referral, so that's why total return $8.19. And then CHK, I believe it's Chesapeake Energy, yeah. Also, I believe this was, yeah. So this one also a free stock from the referral program that Robinhood has. Next one is Groupon. Also another one, doesn't pay a dividend though. And then I have two Sprint ones. They're also free from the referral code. I'm also gonna put my referral code up on the description. So if you're watching my video and you want to get into investing, you're more than welcome to use it. Or if you have a friend that that has one, and you both get a free stock, as long as you don't go over $500 in in stocks for the referral program, you get a free stock. So if your friend, for example, already maxed out his referral codes and has already at least 500, then try to use somebody else's so they could get also a free stock. I do have cryptocurrency. Currently have a Bitcoin. I'm down $7.27, and then Dogecoin. I'm down $283. I currently own in Dogecoin 102,500 Dogecoins. So we'll see what happens with that. Thank you guys for watching my videos. We'll see you guys in the next.